Hey Husker fans, Sam McEwen along with Tom Shatel for Tom Shatel's Press Pass here on the start of the Nebraska-Oklahoma week. And Tom, you have props, I see, for the Sooners.
Well, it's Oklahoma week, so here we are, Team Navy, and we didn't talk, but we might as well have. It's you've got to be disciplined this week. So, press conference 2021 as opposed to 1986 or whatever. It was the same vibe. Nobody said anything. Only difference is Nebraska wasn't tight. Nebraska used to be tight. They knew it was a big game. You didn't have to tell them. They wouldn't say a word about Oklahoma at all. They were just scared to death to say anything the wrong way because their head coach Tom Osborne didn't say anything either. So, but there was no reason to worry about bulletin board back then. Everybody knew it was a big game. Everybody played hard, and it usually came down to the talent or somebody's a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, I dug into my little office of goodies this week, and I found a couple of things.
What do you got?
First thing, fumble, the first fumble of the week. Hopefully they won't fumble.
That's the last one Adrian Martinez can have.
Oh, my God. The cover of the 1988 Sporting News, I got it signed. I pitched an idea to the Sporting News back then. The 87 game was number 1 versus number 2. Oklahoma ended up winning it, but they got waxed by Miami in the Orange Bowl, so maybe they weren't number 1 or number 2. But these were the top 2 programs in the country. I pitched an idea to the Sporting News. Why don't I write a story for your magazine, your summer magazine, about these 2 programs? It's a great idea. They ended up putting it on the cover, and it was I believe, the first and only only photo shoot between the 2 head coaches that I think anybody's ever seen. So
really, look at that.
Yeah, here we go. Giants in their field.
T.O. with the white sweater.
Old school sweaters.
I like it.
They did, so it was a lot of fun to do that. Now I have a little helmet. I love helmets. One side crimson, one side white and scarlet. So where do you get one of these? Well, good question. Last time Nebraska went to Owen Field, 2008. Bo Pelini's first year, and they got beat, but they had a game of the century reunion before that game to kind of show the spirit of the rivalry. They brought all the old guys back from that 71 game. They had it in their Hall of Fame. They have like a Hall of Fame building, which is incredible. I wish they had that here. It's attached to the stadium. It's in the corner. I remember that night. It was a Friday night. They had a cocktail hour, and Johnny Rodgers was with his red jacket on, and Greg Pruitt's walking around, and here comes Jack Mildren, and here comes Jeff Kinney and Larry Jacobson and all the greats. The 2 coaches were not there, however. They had, I believe, at least one of them, Bob Devaney, was no longer with us then. But it was a great night, a lot of stories, and they gave everybody a helmet. And my memory of that I always remember, I'll always keep, was to get to the reception, you had to walk across the end zone at Owen Field. And on the big board, the opposite side of the stadium, they were showing the Game of the Century broadcast. So that's where people were walking to the reception. They could watch a little bit of the game on the big board. And so as I'm walking, here comes a familiar figure, Johnny Rodgers, JR Superstar, all decked out in his red jacket. And I believe he might have had white shoes. I'm just guessing. Anyway, Johnny's looking up at the video board, and he's in the end zone, the exact end zone where he scores on the most famous punt return in history. So he's in that end zone, staring at, and all of a sudden, here comes the play. They show the play, where he scores on the punt return, and I say, Johnny, how many times have you seen that? And he goes, I've never seen it. I've never seen the broadcast until right now. And I swear to God he said that, and I got chills thinking about the man who made the history, watching the history for the first time in the exact same spot. So that's my story. I'll have more later this week in my column and First Downs, and it's going to be a great week.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, no question about it. Nebraska-Oklahoma week. They didn't say much today. Nameless, faceless opponent. It will not be nameless and faceless to us. Stick with Tom Shatel and myself with the Omaha World-Herald, omaha.com, and huskerextra.com for Tom Shatel's Press Pass.